keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Clone will still lying in my bed. All the colors are dead inside. The whole world goes to black and white. The moon is falling, I hear you calling. My city is on fire. I hear a bang and my heart beats skips. Rock hard knuckles and easy checks. Where are you, baby? I'm still your lady. I'm gonna burn you down. I try to run away, but my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Clone will still lying in my bed. Bourbon moon hangs in the sky. My man has left with a golden smile. This is so funny. You can kill me, honey. I'm already dead inside. My body is an empty bottle. Come on, baby, just give us an hour. I need to feel it. I'm gonna feel it. You make me come alive. I try to run away, but my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Clone will still lying in my bed. All the colors are dead inside. The whole world goes to black and white. The moon is falling, I hear you calling. My city is on fire. I hear a bang and my heart beats skips. Rock hard knuckles and easy checks. Where are you, baby? I'm still your lady. I'm gonna burn you down. I try to run away, but my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Clone will still lying in my bed. And it's dead.
Everything seems to be working in order. Welcome everyone to Professor Layton and the UNWOUND future. You caught me at a very busy moment because I still need to update this stream information. I've been pretty busy today getting some order in this here apartment of ours, but hopefully it will be not much of a bother. I am glad to see you all and hopefully everyone is having a fantastic day. So, as I take care of this updating information business, let me know, how is your day going so far? There we go. Tiring but finally off work. That is good to hear, Severi. You deserve a break after all. Gonna hang out with Cyan when I can. Hopefully you two will have a wonderful time. There we go. The stream information has been updated, so we can continue. In the last episode, we encountered the Mr. Chelmy, Officer Chelmy, because we wanted to get his insight on the whole situation after all. And after that, he decided to come with us to the future, and now we are back in the future, and we'll see what kind of adventures await for us, which hopefully and most definitely will be full of puzzles for us to solve. So, let's go find Future Luke. I can't seem to open the door to the observatory. Is that so? It appears that a puzzle is locking the door. You could say that timing was quite on time. I guess you're right. Worry not, Luke. I'll solve this puzzle and have us through the door before you know it. Hello, Yellow. Hello, Tia. Hopefully your day has been going amazing, my dear friend. You arrived just in time to watch us solve another puzzle. Gravity maze. Move the red and blue blocks to their respective places. Tap the arrow buttons at the bottom to rotate the playing field by 90 degrees. Blocks fall downward when there is nothing under them. Give it a try. Okay. Let's give it a try indeed. Okay. Interesting. Oh. I can do that in a few moves. I actually feel like I found the solution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the puzzle has been solved.
That should do
Marvelous.
Well, that's settled.
It was just a matter of gravity and logic. And with that, we should be able to open the door to head towards the destination where Future Luke is awaiting, or the person we know as Future Luke. As most of Chad already knows, we are not entirely sure about the true identity of this individual. There have been some red flags before, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was revealed that he's not who he claims to be, but that remains to be seen. Thank you for meeting me here. I know it's a bit out of the way. I wanted to make sure you weren't followed, and this place afforded me the best view to do that. Have you made any progress in your investigation? We've encountered some unexpected turns, but on the whole, it's going well. I can't believe I'm meeting Luke from the future. Also, that is true. Flora is now with us, which makes me happy as someone who wishes entirely that they gave this girl something to do. Oh, Flora, it's you. I didn't recognize you there for a moment. You have to excuse me, this is all a bit unexpected. It's nice to know that some things never change. I see you're still easily flustered. You're one to talk. As I recall, you're pretty easily flustered yourself. My sister is very easy to fluster as well. but it's good to see you. You look well. Yes, Flora. Yes, Flora will be one of the unexpected turns in question. Inspector Shemley and Barton are here as well. Well, I'm not too surprised by the inspector's arrival. That man leaves for police work. Are you saying you expected him to tail us back here? Expected? No, but acknowledged it as a possibility. Enough chatter for now. We need to discuss how we're going to get into Chinatown. That's right, we still need to meet to be fair, she makes it very easy. Well, it is practically in her DNA at this point. And of course, it's very easy with a significant other such as yourself. We haven't a chance of getting through unless we get those guards to leave the gate. And you found a way to lure them away, haven't you? Yes, see, the guards don't hang around the area all the time. They only man their positions there when Layton tells them to. For those who have just joined us, and this line right here may seem a little bit confusing without the proper context, here in this particular version of the future, it seems like a so-called other evil Herschel Layton is in power, not our sweet, loving professor. In other words, my future self has some reason to pose watchmen in the area. I confess that could be my fault. I've been doing a lot of reconnaissance in the area and may have been spotted. Anyway, the crucial point to take away is that the guards will leave their post if their boss says so. Welcome to the stream, CJ. It's a pleasure to have you here with us, join us for another field of puzzles adventure. I understand, but how do we get my future self to issue that order? Luckily, Layton almost never interacts directly with his low-level grunts. Instead, he has his Lieutenant Bostro give out the orders. Oh, that Bostro, the one that was shooting out the place when we were at the casino. I'm sure you remember him. He was that giant thug giving orders at the casino. Casinos are not something that I have too much experience with, but I'm gonna assume that they do require a high level of security considering the type of business that is dealt in those types of places. Ah yes, I know who you're talking about. If the thugs by the gate hear Buster tell them to get lost, I am sure they'll abandon their posts. Then all we need to do is record Buster's voice and play it back for the guards. Well done, little Luke, but have you figured out how to reproduce Buster's voice? I seem to remember you picking up a new friend near the river who boasts impressive vocal talents. Of course, Squawkrates. We can get him to mimic Buster's voice. We're gonna use the parrot for this, huh? Interesting. That's the idea, but how do we get Squawkrates to learn how to say get lost in Buster's voice? Also, just wanna say good job for roasting Sammy twice yesterday. Ugh. It was nothing. Some people just are that easy to defeat despite their usual unbeatable appearance. It was quite easy, simply. Honestly, you did part of the work as well, so you should give yourself some credit, CJ. You helped us get rid of that imposter. That could prove quite difficult. Nah, get lost is something of a catchphrase for Bostro. He's always yelling it. I spend quite a few afternoons spying on the man. He uses it to at least a dozen times a day. That's not a very nice thing to say. Well, he's not a very nice fellow, as you may have noticed. That catchphrase is our ticket into Chinatown. We should start looking for him immediately. Alright, Buster's likely somewhere in the vicinity of the casino. I can't say too much of the other casinos, but a lot of these done very quietly by our security, usually consisting of these wolves that tower over me. Last I checked, the shortest was maybe 8'7". Those are very tall individuals indeed, but I feel like an intimidation aspect is quite helpful when it comes to running security in such a place. So it's good that you Handle security pretty well, co-owner. Very, very attentive. Welcome to the stream, Dragon. Hopefully your day has been fantastic so far. It's a pleasure to have you here. Nothing gets the pace like big dudes that scare the shit out of some people. That's quite the strategy. Well, I imagine that having the scare factor on your side makes fights break much less often. Heading back to that area is a dangerous move, but we should start our search for him there. Well, now I see that I closed the stream not too far from an end from the end of the chapter there. Interesting. Chapter 7, Chinatown. Okay, we have some puzzles that we can solve. We could do that right now, in fact. I know exactly where those are located. We just need to go right... Oh, no, it was a door behind us, actually. Right there. Mostly to keep the puzzle completion as, well, for lack of a better word, as complete as possible. Can I get a quick grip on where we are in the story, actually? Of course, my friend. Basically, we are trying to stop quote-unquote evil Professor Layton, who rules pretty much all of this town in this timeline. And he's kidnapping scientists to seemingly complete a time machine. We are trying to figure out why, but we do have some theories as to why. And basically now we're trying to gather information as to the whereabouts of this quote-unquote evil Professor Layton.
And they will not be ignored.
Okay, let's start with puzzle 24, no-go arrows. Yes, I want to solve it. Puzzle number 24, no-go arrows. Okay. Chart the path from the starting square in the top left corner to the ending square on the bottom right corner. You can move horizontally or vertically, but you can't move in the direction that the arrows on each square are pointing. Also, you can't use the same square twice. Can you make it to the green flag? Touch each square to chart your path. Okay. So you can't use the arrow, the direction the arrows are pointing at. Okay. We start here. We go this way. No. There. It's gonna get tricky as we reach squares with multiple arrows. So enjoy the ones that have only 1 to 2 arrows while the last. Because it won't be too long. But as I'm looking at this, the solution seems pretty clear. Go backwards is usually my advice. Well, dear Tia, your advice seems to have taken us to the solution.
Here's my answer.
Marvelous.
I knew it!
Perfect. And we get a mushroom. Puzzle 41. Carrying glasses. Okay. Rubbing his back, the waiter sighed wearily and said, I always use the same box to carry as many glasses as I can at a time, but there's one type of glass that I hate carrying. Of the 4 glass types pictured here, which one is the waiter talking about? Keep in mind that they all weigh the same. This one is actually pretty basic. I want to see if the chat's reaction to this one in particular, because this one is your classic Layton misdirection. I love logic puzzles like this one. I already got the answer. It's B. A probably.
Let's see if I
You'll
got
see
this
why.
right.
It's B. And why is
Just
that?
as I suspected.
Because from the shape of the glass itself, it's the only stackable one. So it's the heaviest one to carry. Puzzle 49. Missing block. I am quite amazed from the lack of block sliding puzzles that we've gotten so far. Which then may change judging from the title of this one. Especially because Pandora's box was full of sliding puzzles. Puzzle 49, the missing block. A hidden message is revealed when one of the blocks A, B, C, or D replaces the box marked question mark. Type the letter that corresponds to the correct block. Well, this one is quite simple. It says Layton. It's B. B representing the letter O. L-A-Y-T-O represented by the block B and N.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Well, that's settled.
Simple enough. And finally, our last missing puzzle was puzzle 52. The checkerboard. Is this gonna be like... There are 3 sheets of transparent plastic with different patterns painted on them. If you layer them correctly, a checkerboard pattern appears. The order in which you layer them is important, and you can't flip or rotate the sheets. Which sheets go on the very bottom, A, B, or C? At the very bottom? Is it B again? Did all of the missing puzzles have B as the answer? Yeah, it seems that seems to be the case.
How about this?
And
No
with that,
puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
is it all B because you get them from a B? That's an interesting theory. But just like that, we have all the current puzzles pretty much solved. Now, to the casino. Wait. Who are you, mister? Could you ask you to quit staring at me, young man? It makes a fellow uneasy. This is like that thing teachers do with multiple choice tests. Yeah. My apologies, sir. It's just that you're wearing such a troubled expression. Oh well, I've been pondering this puzzle all week and I still can't find the solution. What would that puzzle be, sir? Create the key. Huh. So this is gonna be similar. Have you gotten a single one wrong? Well, so far, this is my third game and I haven't gotten none of them wrong, really. Nor have I used any hint coins, which it's a streak that I plan on maintaining if possible. But even I make mistakes sometimes. I am by no means perfect, of course, but hey, a challenge of intellect is always entertaining, and an opportunity for learning is one that I'm always willing to take. You can rotate or flip the blocks. Say no more. This one right here. Yellow has nailed every single one. I think I only solved 2 puzzles before her. That is more than fine. It's very... I would love to play a LAYTON game or any puzzle game with you. It would be fun to turn these games into a cooperative experience, almost like we're a team of detectives in a way. Ineffable, we stand a modest queen, of course. I am not a fan of people with egos personally, or really inflated egos. For being proud of your achievements, it's understandable and it's something that I encourage, but being insufferable about them, it's another matter entirely. Could it be as simple as this? They wouldn't give us a 2-block piece that fits perfectly in a 2-block space and get away with it, would they? Pieces that fit normally without even rotating them make me uneasy. Because they feel like red herrings, but sometimes the red herrings are just made up in your head. Usually you don't want to overcomplicate things if it's not necessary.
Has met its match.
Marvelous.
Success.
And with that, puzzle number 42 is in the bag. Oh, I can finally sleep tonight without that blasted puzzle tormenting me. Glad to be of help, sir. But honestly, the worst thing you can do when it comes to puzzle solving is get frustrated. Thanks for going out of your way to help this old man. Not at all. I would have been terribly ungentlemanly for me not to try and help. Now, let's continue our way to the casino, where we hopefully won't get shot again. But honestly, considering how our adventure has gone so far, that's probably just wishful thinking. Oh. Would you look at that? There they are. There's Bostro. Yes, I recognize that white pinstriped suit anywhere. Quick everyone, hide. I would like to ask Zveri here on her thoughts on the design of this here casino. Do you feel like an entrance in the shape of a roulette is a little bit on the nose, as they say, or do you feel that it adds to the experience? I don't know, I'm no expert on building design, Just giving my 2 cents on the matter. You're supposed to be on guard duty, you clown. That's a stage you'd see in an SNK game. That is quite appropriate, yes. That is something that I'm quite fond of fighting games personally. An aspect that it's not as appreciated as it should be personally, the backgrounds. Especially when the NPCs in the background react to the results of the fight. Some of them cheer and so on. I love little details like that. It's a bit tacky personally. I am sure your casino will be much better than this, aesthetically speaking. It's not flashy enough to me. There's basically no lights on the outside. I guess there were more lights when we were back in Fall Sands. Thinking about Fall Sands just makes me sad. I wasn't goofing off, Bostro. I was just... you know the only thing I hate more than a loafer is a loafer who makes excuses. But... there ain't no buts about it. That attitude is what keeps you a grunt in this here organization. If you're gonna have a gaudy giant slot machine above your entrance, it should be lit. Considering Burritos has a lot of neon lights all over, the average bar is flashier than this casino with a slot machine gimmick design. I have no doubts about that. I bet you can see Burritos from a mile away from how shiny it is. You know what? You're finished here. The family don't need no clowns like you. Get lost, you clown. Come on, Buster, don't kick me out. Where will I go? There, did you hear that? Yes, I heard get lost loud and clear. What about Scrocatees? Did he manage to pick it up? Did you hear what that big man said, Scrocatees? Get lost. It's uncanny how much he sounds like Bostro. Considering it's in the desert, the light pollution can be seen a good distance away. Well, you can see that for fellow travelers, it would be hard to get lost. It would be almost like not being able to see a neon sign. Yellow, make a square. You know, just because you ask nicely, I will try my best. But keep in mind, I'm no voice actress, nor I claim to be an expert in the sounds of animals. Except for pandas, of course. Ha! That was probably the most embarrassing thing I've done. A performance like that is sure to fool those guards at the gate. Let's head to Chinatown. Huh? You know this statue here, look. Oh, the one with the man that looks like the professor? Sure. Seemed it kinda got me thinking about, you know, the future. And one thing that occurred to me is that you know how everything is going to turn out, don't you? I mean, you're me, so you already went through this scenario 10 years ago, right? Well, in a way, yes, but I can't tell you what's going to happen from here on out. You see, if you had that knowledge, it could alter the course of history. Some of the things that are supposed to happen might not happen at all. Time travel has changed the way events unfold here, and look at the mess it made. We wouldn't want to add to that chaos, would we? Well, the fact that you two are interacting might disturb some things, wouldn't you think? I don't know. This whole future look situation is starting to rub me the wrong way. I'm starting to not trust this individual. Entirely, at least. His information has been proven to be useful before, but... I don't know. There's something about him. What's more, knowing about your future self could actually change how you become. And just to complicate things further, it's probably worth noting that technically you aren't me. I'm not? Then who am I? That's a tough question. Our meeting has changed much for both of us. Only the past is certain. Therefore, I was you in the past, but you may not be me in the future. You follow? I think I do, but time travel sure is complicated. One day I'm going to become a professor of puzzleology, and then you will fear me. Well, good luck with that, individual. A hidden puzzle? You know, this statue here reminds you of a puzzle? Precisely. Let me share it with you. Well, everybody, the catchphrase has been said. In a different way than usual, but it's been said. Puzzle number 32. Look, winning at Layton Bingo. Pretty much, he was ready for that. Huh? There are 4 knights with lances in the photo. One of the lances was broken and then repaired with string right before the picture was taken. Which lance is it? Of course, all the lances were originally straight. It's lens C. It's not entirely straight. It's almost like an optical illusion because you may get distracted by the other lenses, but if you look at C carefully, it's not perfectly aligned.
Here's my answer.
Marvelous.
No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
There you go. Quite unfortunate. The fact that he broke his lens, I mean. That is true. Let's head to Chinatown now. Oh, but if it isn't the fake Layton, but not the fake Layton that we're looking for, and even faker Layton, you could say. It's Professor Layman. Hey, you look, this posse is bossing. That sounds like a catchphrase this Professor Layton would say, perhaps. All men face trials in life, but it's real men who persevere in spite of them. I found you, faker. More like layman. Well, his puzzle was quite basic last time, so let's see what Layman has to offer this time around. When tragedy rears its ugly head, a real man knows how to deal with it gracefully. Here's a puzzle to prepare you for the day when you must deal with your own hardships. Puzzle number 60. The Inheritance. Okay, what do we have here? I see some houses marked with letters and a star. 4 siblings inherited a large plot of land. They each built a house in their favorite spot without thinking about how best to divide up the rest. They've decided that the fairest solution is to split the land into 4 equally shaped 6 square portions that include each house. Also, each portion must touch but not include the well in the center. Based on their decision, which sibling's property will include the star? Circle the house A, B, C, or D. So, if all the property land is the same shape, and with the same amount of squares, I would say also a nice addition that this game added, which I don't remember if it was in Curious Village and Pandora's Box, is the memo option, where you get to draw on top of the puzzle to take notes and such. So it's a 5x5. It's a 5x5 terrain. So at the very least, the terrains will have to have, of course, a row of 5 squares and 1 extra square. Yeah, it was only in certain puzzles. So, but not necessarily the entire row. They could potentially just have 4 and 2 like this. And judging from the position of the star, so every single portion, it should be divided kind of like a letter T, in a way. I think it's A.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Marvelous.
Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
I knew it. It was noticed in the entire row. And all of the segments have to fit together. Well, Layman, I'll say. That was quite the challenging puzzle you gave me there. Much challenging than the previous one, but I would appreciate it if you step it up a little bit. If you are gonna wear that top hat and consider yourself a puzzle giver. No appreciation for the stealing of identity. Oh, so bored. So very, very bored. Same old story, huh? Can you blame me? Life's not exactly a rosy rose bed, and I don't have anyone to talk to. But hey, being bored is better than being sad, right? Well, one, it's not necessarily exclusive to the other. My man has a chin like a car seat, Harris said. I think it was Severi that described this individual as they could use a bra for their chin. Which is quite the appropriate description. I guess so. You know, if you want some people to talk to, I'd be happy to listen. That's nice of you. I bet you're gonna grow up to be a nice guy. Thanks for the offer, little man. I already feel better. As thanks, how about I share one of my awesome puzzles with you? Please do. I love a good puzzle. Okay, see, I'm a pretty good digger. It's what I do. I thought of this one while I was at work one day. Puzzle 61, a tunnel out. We saw puzzles that had tunnels before. Mostly is... Okay, you mentioned it being more like balls. Well, there's some type of underwear could go there as well. So it's not entirely different to the previous description. Okay, arrange all the tunnel segments to create a tunnel that leads from the entrance to the exit. Tap a segment to switch between a straight and a curved piece. Grab the edge of a segment and slide it in a circle to rotate it. The green segments are already finished. You can change them. You will need to use every segment to complete the tunnel. Good luck. So, okay. Okay, if we cannot change the green one, we have no option but to use that one. But that means we could change this one. There we go. Okay. Okay, the way you rotate them is kind of strange. It's not like in previous puzzles where a little icon will show up when you're able to rotate them. You need to hold and then spin it around. So it's different from pretty much any other puzzle of this nature. Yeah, I was wondering why they were not being rotated for a second. But they are. It just takes a second. Is this the ending part? Probably. Which means this one should be curved. I'm already seeing the solution as I do this. And now we just need to rotate these two. And the solution will be in our hands.
Here's my answer.
Marvelous.
I knew it!
You're a smart little man, aren't you? You come back and see me again sometime, okay? You know, Tia, the statement that you said on the last episode of Layton got me quite curious as to how does your look impression sounds like. Judging from your other voices that you can do, I am sure it's quite amazing. You're quite talented, my friend. Today it's the big day. At last I shall propose to the most enchanting woman in all of London. That is, I shall make a business proposition.
Yes.
Wow, that's exciting. Yes, at last Belle, radiant goddess that she is, will know my heart's deepest secret. And that is to start a clothing line with her. You see, though I'm a stylish gentleman, one might argue the most stylish gentleman in town, no one has their finger on the pulse of fashion like a teenage girl's. What's more, every genius needs a muse, and that's where Belle enters the picture. Good luck with that. Thank you for telling us this information? Question mark. Is Layton going to have a massive chin when he's older? Well, one way to find out, although perhaps he might be too iconic to grow up. Oh, you look familiar. Salutation. Oh yeah, it's the individual that speaks like 5 languages at once. Salutations, main amigo. I'm afraid I'm a bit lost. Hello there, Pavel. Fancy meeting you here. Where are you trying to get to this time? So this girl is about to ask a teenage girl to enter into a business relationship with him. Apparently, it's the impression that it gives. You can never be too sure with the rich types. Also, I might be getting ahead of myself a little bit, but if you're wondering if we're gonna play the 3DS entries in the series, I already have a layout prepared for that. I read a magnifique article about the great underground caverns of El Mundo and I came to see them. You know, I hear orange jumpsuits are in fashion these days. Orange jumpsuits, you say? Huh. Perhaps they're pretty popular with the tokusatsu fandom crowd. Ah yes, one school of thought posits that these caverns exist throughout the entire world. Hi, exactamente. I was on my way to discover the subterranean ruins of Rome when I got lost. Wait, you were heading to Rome and ended up here? Huh, the road of a traveler is long and winding, but this time I'm sure I'll reach my destination. But seeing as how we bumped into each other like this, how about a puzzle for El Camino? That means the way, by the way. Did someone say my name? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if someone called your name, for it's a really pretty name. Lunar Leapfrogs. Okay, since frogs are sitting atop logs in a bog, leap them around so that each frog's color matches the ribbon tied to its post. Here are 3 rules you need to follow. You can hop to any empty adjacent log. If there's an empty log 1 frog over, you can leap over 1 frog to get there. You can't leap over 2 frogs at the same time. Now tap those frogs and hop to it. Okay, let's try this out a little. Okay, like the instructions said, they can only hop 1 space at a time, or 2 at most to skip some frogs. So now that we have the instructions clear to us, we can restart and try this like we're actually trying to solve the puzzle. Start with the red one. We definitely want to get the this one freed if we want to get the red one to where it belongs. Wait, if we move the black one right now, we can move the green one. This would allow us to move the yellow one over here, which will get it closer to its destination. We can move the white one out of the way, move the red one towards the red post, move the black one to the black post. Now, this is where it gets tricky. We're gonna have to get that one out of the way, move the yellow one to its corresponding position, move the yellow one to its corresponding position, and finally, the green one to its corresponding position.
Here's my answer.
Marvelous.
Phew, that's a relief.
Perfect. Nothing like a puzzle well done. Magnifique! With that solved, I'm ready to return to my travels. Good day, and happy travels wherever you go. I've never seen anyone as cute as getting lost as you. How did you even make it here to begin with? We may never know. Is that the bee? Flowers like that are fascinating plants. Puzzles just love to gather around them.
Sounds weird, I know. But if you want to see what I mean, just give it a tap.
I know. It's to solve the puzzles that you may have lost. There are currently no puzzles here for you to solve. What about the cat? I still don't know how to purr. His name is Catanova. But that was quite adorable. I do love cats. Alright, look, this is our chance. Oh, I'm so nervous. Just relax, we'll stay back here out of sight and let Squawkatrice work his magic. Ugh, this bus is such a drag. I can't wait to punch out and grab a hot meal. Sounds good. What I wouldn't give for a pimpin' hot meat pie with some mushroom gravy right now. But we better not let Bostro hear us talking food on the job or he'll tan our hides. It seems like all that Brute does is watch us to see if we mess up. Talk about a terrible boss. Alright, do your thing, Squawkatrice. Do my thing. Do my thing. Psst, Squawkatrice, you're on. Get lost, you clown. Did you just hear Bostro? Yeah, he told me to get lost. Or was he talking to you? Maybe he meant both of us. I think you're right. Aye, Bostro, you don't get to tell us twice. We'll get lost immediately. Way to go, Squawkatrice. Squawk, squawk. Oh my god. Excellent. I think we can finally get into Chinatown now. And it's all thanks to our pal, Squacrates. Get lost. Get lost, you clown. You can stop saying that now, Squacrates. Well, that worked wonderfully. And we found a hint coin. Perhaps there's more? Doesn't seem to be the case. Hey, Flora gets to comment. Huh. Okay. I've never seen that icon of her before. It's good to see. What's this device that's stuck to the door? Oh no, that's a puzzle counter. Oh no? Why oh no? These things measure how many puzzles you've solved. The door won't open for anyone who solves fewer than a required number of puzzles. Here, take a look at the display in the front of the machine. It says 50. Hopefully you got 50 puzzles under your belt. I don't know, but I'm so anxious to try the machine. The future's just full of so many neat gizmos. Viv, puzzle count confirmed. Access granted. Whew, I was worried there for a second, but it looks like we can go through now. Rested up enough to head home. I'll let you know when I make it safely. I truly hope you have a safe trip home, Zveri, and take care. Oh, cutscene. We have arrived.
Just down this road is your future self. Do you find it at all unnerving?
It's quite a peculiar sensation, I must admit. Yes, quite.
I still can't believe there's another Professor Layton running around.
Welcome to the stream, Serval. Hopefully your day has been amazing so far, because you deserve it, my friend. There you go. There is your greeting emoji.
I assure you, the man is real. You'll see soon enough.
Hello there. Is this Chinatown? Listen to yourself, young man. Like all sentient beings, I exist everywhere and nowhere. Okay. Well, that's very nice. Now, if what you really wanted to ask me is where our physical bodies are located, I'll tell you. This is indeed Chinatown. That is pretty much what we wanted to know. You could have started with that. That's definitely a way to start a conversation indeed. Here you can find good exotic goods and rare wonders from all over the world. But these things don't interest me. Material objects are mere dust flecks on the universe canvas. Something tells me I picked the wrong person to ask for directions. Oh look. Oh look. You poor child. You've only just started to make your way in the world, young one. For you, many of life's greatest puzzles remain unsolved. For example, this one. Puzzle number 64. Who broke it? One of these people broke the window. When asked about it, they gave the following statements in order, starting with A. A said, I didn't do it. B said, A is telling the truth. C says, D is lying. And D says, I swear it wasn't me. The person whose story sounds fishy is the culprit. Who is it? Well, the only person accusing anyone of doing anything is C here. So that's the most fishy sounding. Blaming D so directly without reason or proof. So my deductive reasoning tells me it's C.
Here's my answer.
Marvelous.
Phew, that's a relief.
Those who point fingers usually have something to hide. Yes, that's it. Seek the answers to your own questions. That is the root of individuality. Only by doing this will you find the true value to be had in the infinite moment we call the present. Thanks for the compliment. I have to go now. Goodbye. You're really good at those kinds of puzzles. Where the only one who was accusing anyone of having done it, it was C. Good day, whippersnappers. Tell me, have you ever stopped to admire this marvelous game? Huh, catchphrase mentioned. This magnificent structure was constructed to welcome a lucky spirit into the vicinity. Is it a breathtaking piece of art, isn't it? Tell me, sir, are you familiar with this part of town? You mean Chinatown? I suppose you might say that I'm familiar with the area. As you might expect from the name, this area has many restaurants and shops selling goods from Asia. One thing most folks don't know is that despite its appearance, the buildings aren't that old. I've also heard the family's headquarters in the area. Whoa there, my friend, keep your voice down. Though that fact might be common knowledge, it's not the kind of thing one talks about in public. I think what the professor wants to know is if you can tell us how to get there. Oh, you are a straight shooter, aren't you, boy? I admire that. Tell you what I'm gonna do. If you solve my puzzle, I'll point you into the family's headquarters to you. Okay, that will actually be pretty helpful. Which finger? Puzzle 63. I'm pretty sure if Sho was here, he would say it's a shame this is not puzzle 57. When counting on his fingers, this eccentric man counts in the order you see in the picture below. When he counts from 1 to 5, he returns to his thumb and continues counting in the same order starting with 6. If he continues counting this way, which finger will he land on when he gets to 763? Oh, okay. Which finger will he land on when he gets to 763? It's actually pretty simple. It's pinky. Doesn't matter how... Oh, circle the finger itself. Okay. It doesn't matter how big the number gets, because we're dealing in multiples of 5 here.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Marvelous.
Well, that's settled.
That's right. Oh, you made short work of that puzzle, so here's your prize. See that tall building? The one in the distance? That's the one. It's called the Tower and Pagoda, and it's the family's base of operations. The person in charge of the place is said to be more monster than man, and he wears a hat like yours. More monster than man. Just who is this so-called evil Professor Layton? But enough of that unpleasant topic. Have an enjoyable stay in Chinatown. Good day. We'll definitely try. Look at that, there's another banana peel lying on the ground. Someone around here has a taste for bananas and an aversion to cleaning. Not to worry, Professor, I'll clean it up. Not so fast, Luke. What is it, Professor? I've just thought of another banana puzzle. Another banana puzzle. Slipper Slip Trip 2, so this is a puzzle with a sequel, as we've seen before. Okay, make your way from the start of... Yeah, it's the same as the previous one. Basically, slipping on banana peels will lead you to... straight to a wall. So you can see you can move small Layton here. Avoid a cartoony slippery fall. That was a pretty sleek way to slip that puzzle to him, Layton. Pretty much, speaking of slipping. Yeah, it's a clean way to the exit now. Unlike the street the banana peel was on. That doesn't sound clean at all, personally.
This one's as good as solved. No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
Marvelous. Whoever left this peel here could stand to learn a few manners. I'm glad we found it before someone took a spill on it. Hint coin. No more hint coins in this location, it seems. Huh. Welcome to Maya's Miles of Books. Is that part of your hair or is that a hat? You certainly are saturated. The selection here is simply outstanding. If there's something that catches your eye, feel free to flip through it. Our mission is to serve our fellow book lovers. Wonderful. As an enthusiast of the written word, shops like this really make my day. Please enjoy yourself. There might be a hidden puzzle around here. Or a hint coin. Or two. But not much else, at least for now. I am sure there's more to see there, but we'll have to wait and see. But it's good that we are exploring. Would you look at that? A panda. Glad to see a fellow panda here. Even if it's just a statue for a commercial establishment. Excuse me as I drink some water. Look at all these shops, and it smells like something amazing is cooking here. I see you've taken a liking to the neighborhood. Let's ask a few more locals about the area. Look at this giant panda. Isn't it cute, Professor? Look at that face. There's a giraffe in there. And what it seems to be a Layton statue that had a hint coin in it. She is a cute panda. Thank you very much, Punch. I am glad to hear that my here physical appearance is appealing to the eye. Hello there, little girl. Oh, hi there, mister. Hiya. And hiya right back at you. Oh, that was nice. I do love a good greeting, don't you? Well, you'll always get a proper greeting from us because that's what a gentleman does. Yep, the world would be a nicer place if more people said hello like you two. People in this town are so, what's the word? Uncouth? That's what my mom always calls people here. Oh? Do you live around here? Yep, Dad moved out here and brought me and Mom along. But I think our move was a terrible idea. Dad hasn't come home since he started working here, and all Mom does is complain about it. What's he doing at work that keeps him there at all times? Beats me. All I know is that when I grow up, there's no way I'll become or marry a mechanical engineer. So your father is an engineer? Yep, Dad moved here after his old company got bought. Isn't that unbelievable? Can you imagine buying a whole company? You have to be super rich. You certainly would. You know, there's this great puzzle about a rich man my dad told me once. Puzzle 66. Faces of Vases. Okay. An antique store. At an antique store, a wealthy gentleman is looking at 3 flower vases, each with a different portrait painted on it. Well, would you look at that? This one's just like me. I'll take it. Which vase did the man choose? Home safely? I am glad to hear, Sperry. Make sure to rest if you need it because you deserve it. It looks just like me. This is classically to misdirection at work once again. I don't think it's talking about the faces. I think it's talking about his silhouette. Or maybe it's not necessarily the silhouette, but it has something to do with the shape. It's A.
Here's my answer.
Marvelous.
No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
I knew it. There you go. When you hear the words, oh, it just looks like me. It never mentions the face. When there's not a specific fact that it's telling you, you need to look at things from a very precise angle. There was a very good one in Pandora's Box, where the premise was you have a group of candles. What do you like? Do you have a group of 5 candles distributed in different parts of your room? It's not exactly like that. I'm paraphrasing, but follow me here. And the question is, what do you light up first? What do you light up first? And the answer, it's not one of the candles. It's a match to light up the candles. It never says which one of the candles you should light up first. It says what you should light up first. You see, you need to pay attention to what is asking you. What is being asked of you. It's one of those puzzles that genuinely can make you feel, mind my French, like an idiot. Because of course you light up the match first. Look, it's time to light up. That's what evil Layton says. Hey, you got the answer. Nice going. Thank you. As an inspired gentleman, I do my best to solve any puzzle that comes my way. It's been a while since we saved, so let's take care of that. Speaking of puzzles, Dylan, what's up? I was just wondering if you knew anything about the man who runs the tower in Pagoda. Of course I do, everyone does. That fellow's bad news, mate. What do you mean by that? Well, you know, he's got a bunch of thugs working for him, and they're like a thug's thugs, if you know what I mean. So I figured their boss has got to be one nasty character. I see. He and his goons have this place so scared most people don't bother going out much. Maybe that's why puzzles are so popular here. Oh, let me tell you one. Puzzle number 65. Strange shapes. Okay, 5 shapes are drawn on the chalkboard below. One of them isn't quite right. Circle the shape that doesn't belong. All anyone ever knows about quote-unquote Layton is that he's very bad and has a distinct hat. But basically no one has ever seen him, including most family members, nor have they mentioned his name. You know the answer? Well, let's see if we got the same answer. Let's see. As you can see, we have multiple shapes with different angles, of course, but it's clear which one is the one that's out of place here. I wish you could see my mouse encircling it.
That should do the trick.
Marvelous.
Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
Yeah. Good job, assistant. Smooth. Real smooth. A word of advice, if you value your height, stay away from the tower and pagoda. Well, that's gonna be quite the problem, my friend, because we are actually headed straight towards that location. Wait a second. Not yet. There's an establishment we can enter here. I'm too old for stuffed animals, Professor. You are never too old for stuffed animals, look. They are quite adorable, and I am quite the fan of stuffed animals. Also, just call them plushies, look. This rocking horse is really rather handsome, I must say. Handsome. There are too many toys in here to count. Just imagine if you lived here, look, you'd never leave. Say, look at these interesting little cat figurines. That reminds me of a wonderful puzzle I heard just the other day. Puzzle number 69. Which one's white? Nice. I was expecting those replies from this number in particular. A shop owner points to each of her exotic cats and something strange. Red is next to blue, black is not white, green is not green, blue is 3 over from black, red is on the end. So, then which cat is white? So no yellow cat? Interesting. But thankfully, that's easily fixable. Marvelous. Thank you very much for the water redeem. Okay. Red is next to blue, black is not white, green is not green, blue is 3 over from black, red is the one on the end. So E has to be red. In that case, that's the one on the end. It's the only one we have clear here. Black is not white, green is not green, blue is 3 over from black, red is on the end. Red is next to blue. So white must be C?
How about this?
Marvelous.
Phew, that's a relief.
There you go. That's 100% correct. Smashing work, my boy. You know, despite there being a toy store here, I don't see that many children around town. Does everyone play indoors in the future? Maybe so, Luke. Any hint coins? There you go. What a great place this would be for a birthday party. You are not wrong, Luke. Hint coin. Take a look at all the toys here. Big on toys, are you? I used to be, but now I am older. I don't have much time for toys anymore. But you can't forget that toy car of yours, my boy. I suppose you got me there, Professor. That car is too fun to put down. A toy car, you say? Let me see it. Yes, this is one of my creations. Really? That is so cool. Thank you kindly. Well, since you're such a fan, I have a special offer for you. If you can best this puzzle of mine, I'll give you a special truck for your toy car. A special truck just for solving a puzzle? Gosh, this is my lucky day. Puzzle 68. Paper cuts. Okay. 2 squares of paper A and B are shown below. Following the arrows from left to right, each piece is folded in half and then folded in half again. The red dotted lines on the far right image of paper A shown where the cut will be made. Your job is to cut paper B so that when you unfold it, the cutted shape in the middle matches the shape in the middle of paper A when it's unfolded. Draw the cut you need to make onto the rightmost image of paper B. Okay. So it's simply just... Okay. So is it as simple as just one of the corners?
How about this?
Marvelous.
Phew, that's a relief.
There you go. That way they'll end up the same. Now that's using the old noggin. As promised, here's that track. Thank you so much. The name is Checker. Come by and browse anytime. It's good that we're solving all of the puzzles that we find. That way we don't have to bother with the B. Well, look who we have here. We made on our way to the Gilded 7 casino, did we not? Mm-hmm. Nice to see that I made an impression. Let me guess, you don't want to let us through. There's no need for that attitude. Keeping those out with no business here is my livelihood, you see. You can't fault a fellow for trying to make a living, can you? Perhaps not. But we do have business here. We come to meet with LAYTON. That might very well be the case. Unfortunately, I simply can't let you pass. And why is that? We've stated our business. Because my employer, Mr. LAYTON, is out at the moment. Hence, you have no reason to enter the building. And you're quite sure he's not out about right now? Well, if I didn't just lie to you, if that's what you're insinuating, the boss has stepped out. He's away. Gone. Not here. But where could he have gone? Well, wherever he is, it doesn't sound like he's up in the tower in Pagoda right now. Professor, I propose we do some sleuthing. I'm sure we can track down LAYTON yet. I agree. Let's ask some of the people in the area if they've seen my elusive counterpart. The platform's over this way. Hey look, you'd be small enough to fit inside, wouldn't you? Oh, you're talking about the bends there? Flora, that's kind of rude. But the answer is probably yes. Hint coin. These characters look like something out of a puzzle to me. Some people have no respect for others. What seems to be the matter? Just look at this wall of mine. Someone has graffitied it. I'm sure the neighborhood misfit who did this is having a laugh, but I'm the one who has to clean it up. That paint's stuck on pretty good. I don't think you'll be able to strip it off. I suppose I'll just have to paint over the whole thing. While we're in the business of paints, I might as well ask, you ever heard of this puzzle? Puzzle 71, Peculiar Paint Job. Okay. This old brick wall has been painted in a strange aesthetic. There are 5 unique shapes on the white background. Artsy. Which color paint was used the most? Touch the correct can. Then tap submit. This is another case of classic LAYTON misdirection, which I love so much. It's another logic puzzle. Notice how it refers to the shapes, but then it asks you which color paint was used the most. The answer is none of the shapes, it's white. It's covering most of the wall. I love these kinds of puzzles. And notice how the white paint is separated from the others. It's slightly lower.
Here's my answer.
There you go. Marvelous.
No puzzle can stop Layton's
A little
apprentice.
mischievous puzzle, yes. Those are my favorites personally. Because you might start to think only about the shapes because it mentions them and it's the thing you see the most. But it's asking you about what paint was used the most. It's important to read the questions carefully. Smart thinking. And you know what? Your smart thinking has given me a brilliant idea of my own. Oh, let me hear it. If I just paint this wall white again, I'm practically begging someone to cover it with graffiti. So maybe I should get someone to come by and paint a fancy mural on there for me. I mean, a white wall is one thing, but you had to be a real worm to graffiti a nice mural. Say, that idea is not half bad. Why does Slate's nose look like a cucumber? That is a great question. But at the same time, this is the world of Professor Layton, aka the world of oddly shaped people. Yeah, it's pretty. I'm pretty excited about it myself. Also, welcome to the stream show. Hopefully your day has been fantastic so far. Hint coin. I got big plans for this wall. I'm going to get someone to paint something amazing here. Oh, by the way, I don't think I've introduced myself before. I'm Slade. Pleased as punch to meet you. Hope you're well. I'm doing quite well. They are not ugly, they are just cartoony. I agree. Let's continue exploring. Hello there. How are my favorite gentlemen doing? What can I do for you? We went to see the man who runs the Towering Pagoda, but he was out. Do you know where he is? I think so, but I'm not telling you. He's a dangerous man. You don't want to get tangled with him. Come on, surely there's no harm in letting us know where he might be. You're wrong there, but I guess I can tell you what I've heard. It's just a rumor though. You sure you want to know this? I'm telling you, this fellow's bad news. Real bad. We can handle it. What have you heard? People say he disguises himself and then walks around town. We could be only feet from him right now and not know it. Freaky, right? Look, I'm getting creeped out, so let's end this little chat here, okay? Later. Welcome to Pepper's Noodle Palace. What would it be? Sorry, but we're not here to eat. We just want to know if you can tell us anything about the fellow who runs the Towering Pagoda. I really can interest you in a bite to eat. Alright then. Now, what were you saying? We would like to meet the man who runs the tower in Pagoda, but he seems to be out at the moment. Has he been by your restaurant? I don't think so. I mean, I don't even know what he looks like, but his lackeys come by here almost every day to slack off. They're horrible tippers, by the way. Now that I think about it, there's a good chance the man you're looking for never comes here. I mean, would you laugh on the job in a place where the boss could bust you in at any moment? You make a good point. That's very astute of you. I could go for some noodles myself, Neff. I agree with that comment that you just made. Flattery is nice, but if you really want to say thanks, order some food next time you come in, okay? Huh? The boss? Look, I'm here because I don't want to think about the boss, you follow? Besides, you're never going to find him at a hole in the wall like this. He likes more upscale joints. Something smells absolutely divine. Any hint coins in this location? Yes, there are. No one seems to know so far. What about the toy shop? Remember, you're never too old to play with toys. Okay. If you're still looking for the tower in Pagoda, you should know you're a little off course. Oh, we know that. Actually, right now we're out gathering information. What toys do you have, Yellow? Well, I do have a couple of plushies of my own, mostly stuffed animals personally, because I do love animals, and especially cats. I don't know if those count as toys, but it's what I got. Is that so? Doing a research project for school, are you? Well, it will behoove you to talk to all the folks around here. I'll give you a perspective on the place. Once you've chatted with them all, come and see me again. Maybe I'll have an interesting tidbit or two for you. But wouldn't it be easier if you just told us what you know now, sir? So I need to keep talking to folks, huh? Thankfully, we talked. Make way, coming through. I'm in a hurry here. I got to get back. Goodness, that little man has startled me. Who would have thought such short legs could move so quickly? Did you see how he raced out the shop? I sure did. He was sprinting. And in wet pants and shoes too. And he was carrying 2 armfuls of books to boot. He must be a big customer here. Maybe the woman behind the counter knows something about him. Flora taking charge of this little investigation, I see. I am thankful that they are giving her something to do. Wet clothes again. This is the second mention of wet clothes. May I help you find something? Actually, I was hoping you could tell us about the man who dashed out of the store right now. Oh, that'd be Mr. Avogadro. He's always in a hurry. His pants and shoes were soaked. It was very strange. I guess I've gotten used to it. He always looks that way. He sneaks away from work to browse through our new books. You know how absent-minded geniuses can be. I bet he doesn't notice puddles in the road. Thankfully not El Drogado. Or maybe he likes to go fishing on his breaks. Who knows? He always bursts in, buys a few books, and then dashes out without much as a word. Mr. Avogadro is an odd dog. Every time he shows up here, his pants and shoes are soaked through. Yep. What is it? What do you want? Can't you see I'm in a hurry here? I see you have encountered that meme as well, yeah. I'm quite fond of that one. He came out of the river, that is a possibility. But like Neff mentioned just now, it's not the first mention that we've heard of with clothes. Oh, I think you've upset him. You can't go running up to people you don't know and expect them to chat with you. I can't help it, Flora. How else are we supposed to find leads for our investigation? Well, some people really don't like talking to strangers. Hey, if you two are just going to stand there squabbling, will you at least get out of the way? I got places to be, and I don't appreciate you stopping me. Oh, but you don't really want to run around like that, do you? Like what? With your pants and shoes all wet and squishy, it seems awfully uncomfortable. There will be a time for drying later. I have to go now. Enjoy your little row. Darn, there he goes. He might have stayed if you hadn't upset him from the get-go. You can hardly blame that on me. Well, trash can technology hasn't changed much. Oh, more individuals here. Hello there, my name is Paige. What's your miss? I'm Flora. How do you do, Paige? Not so well, I'm afraid. I have this puzzle on my mind for days, and it has me positively stumped. I know we just met, and this is terrible forward on me, but would you mind taking a look at it? Flora is gonna solve the puzzle? That is interesting. I am so happy they are finally giving her something to do. Oh my, I wanna see this. Okay. To complete the check, fit the 5 blocks that form Professor Layton's top hat into the outline below without overlapping the pieces or leaving any spaces empty. You can rotate or flip the blocks. That means she'll get a solving screen too. That is correct. That's a duck, baby. It gives more of a duck impression. That is true. Could this be the... This is... not that big. But this forms the shape of the head quite well. Now, the torso is gonna be tricky. Unless... I really want to see Flora's solving puzzle screen. Here we go.
Cross your fingers. Did you see that?
She is adorable. She finally did something. Well done. This baby bird is still too young to fly. She solved the puzzle. Why is she not joining the crew more often, I wonder? She has puzzle solving skills too. Gosh, she must have some sort of super brain to solve a puzzle like that so easily. Well, I try. After all, smarts are something no true lady can be without. That was wonderful. Hello there. Good day, miss. The name is Hazel. It's lovely to meet you. Hiya, Hazel. Oh no, it's you. Good to see you again. You were using that cute girl as a decoy to lure me out of hiding. I knew it. I knew something was funny when she started chatting me up out of the blue. Oh, why? Oh, why did I stop talking to her? No, you got me right where you want me. I gotta get out of here. Whatever did I do to get that fellow's bad side? Beats me, Professor. Is that fellow a friend of yours, Luke? That'd be nice, but I can't even get him to stop cowering in fear for 5 seconds. I'm just still amazed that we got Flora to solve a puzzle. This looks like a pet shop. Oh, it's... She's talking to the parrot. Oh, what a splendid parrot you got there. Nice to meet you, Squawkatees. I'm Squawkatees. Yes, there are... Pet shops are an actual thing, not necessarily just a JoJo reference. But I understand that reference. Would the parrot solve a puzzle? It would be interesting. Hello, Myrtle. Nice to meet you. Is this your pet shop? Pet shop? Oh no, young man. This is no pet shop. It's a meeting place for animals to find true friends. Are you good friends with Squawkatees? You bet. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Luke. Well, it's very nice to meet you, Luke. You and Squawkatees, please play nice with each other now, you hear? Oh no! Oh no! This was not the moment to say that, Squawkatees. Oh. I mean, we did teach him that, so... Oh no. Get lost, you clown. Now's not the right time to bust that out, Squawkatees. Who would have thought there would be so many products for pets? We taught him that because we needed him to imitate someone's voice. Here's a hint going. Oh look, there's a fish tank here as well. Wow, I've never seen a tortoise this big before. Huh? Tell me, Luke, does anything about this room strike you as familiar? Actually, now that you mentioned it... That's an awful big sigh for such a small bee. What's got you down? Me? Well, you know, even a honeybee like myself gets a little down in the dumps now and then. It must be awfully hard to take care of all those puzzles being a bee and all. Oh, that? No, that's a piece of cake, kid. My problem is that I'm different from the other bees. No kidding. What's your story anyhow, Beasley?
Oh, so you want to hear about me, do you then? Sure, alright. It's a gripping tale of a lowly drone's triumph over adversity. To become a puzzle bee. I'm talking...
Gotcha!
No! Beasley!
That's better. Bugs are so very icky, don't you think?
Did you just kill him?
Them enough. Oh,
Stop doing that! I think he's had enough slapping for one day. Now how are we supposed to solve all those puzzles that we left behind?
oh, no worries there, my fellow puzzle aficionado. Taking care of puzzles is my job now.
You just killed him and on. My wife is a gem. I treat her like a queen. And what queen do you know prepares lunch? She works so hard that I don't want to add to her burden. Plus, who doesn't love noodle soup? Anyhow, excuse me, I'm boring you now. Let me give you that bit of information I promised you. This is just a rumor, but I heard that the fellow you're after is quite fond of all Father Thames. Some say he likes going for long walks to admire the river whenever he has a spare moment. Interesting. So there's a chance that we might find our men by the river Thames? Oh, like I said, it's a rumor and nothing more, but go and see. Maybe it'll pan out. We'll just do that. Thank you for the advice. Just a moment now. You younger folks are always in a hurry, aren't you? Here, take this. Huh? A flyer? It's a small restaurant on the edge of the Thames. It's called the Thames Arms. A lovely little place. If you're in the area and have the time, you should really stop by. It sounds like the perfect place to take a break. We'll be sure to check it out if the time allows. Good day, sir. Oh, wait just a moment, boy. Yes? My wife, Myrtle. Exactly how angry was she? Furious. Oh, I see. Thank you. That will be all. Oh dear. Where does one go to admire the Thames around here? There was a hill we walked over on the way to Chinatown. The view of the river there was nice. The place Luke's talking about has a path that runs down to the riverside. It might be worth checking out. Oh goody! A walk by the river sounds so nice. Flora, focus. This is serious business. We're hot on the trail of a criminal. Luke, loosen up a little. We're making progress on the case and Flora's just finding her own way to enjoy it. I suppose that's true. Then what are we waiting for? Yes, let's head to the hill. I like seeing the interactions between all the characters personally. It's usually just Luke and the professor, but now we have future Luke and Flora and Squakrates, of course. It's a nice party of characters. Chapter 8, A Meeting by the River. Hello again, sir. Ugh, why do you keep sneaking up on me? Sorry, it's just that I noticed your pants and shoes were soaked. Another case of soaked clothes. So what? I've got wet pants. That's the least of my problems right now. When the bird comes on screen. It would be interesting if the bird had a solving puzzle animation. Well, what seems to be the problem? I'm here waiting on a friend, and I think there's been some confusion about our meeting time. Puzzle 77. Time me arrivals. I think my watch is 5 minutes slow, but it's actually 5 minutes fast. My friend thinks his watch is 5 minutes fast, but it's actually 5 minutes slow. If we try to show up at the meeting point at the same time following only the time on our watches, how many minutes earlier than my friend will I arrive? Also, if I happen to arrive later than my friend, plus a minus sign in front of your answer. Okay. Okay. A time calculating puzzle. Hmm. 5 minutes slow, but it's actually 5 minutes fast. Is it 20 minutes? I mean, it's slow. It's 20 minutes. Because one is gonna be 10 minutes late, and the other one is gonna be 10 minutes early.
Let's see if I've got this right.
Marvelous.
Well, that's settled.
There you go. Simple enough. You heard me. That is the most intimidating thing you can hear from the mouth of Professor Layton. Oh yeah, as a scientist, it's clear to me that you got a real knack for critical thinking. I'll say he's the most acclaimed professor of archaeology in the country. Oh, that explains it. Anyhow, my thanks, Professor. I'm glad I could be of assistance. The bare minimum. Bare minimum. 20.
This one's as good as solved.
Marvelous.
Phew, that's a relief.
I can't believe it. Yellow did a panda. Well, we used to be called pandas for the longest time, and let's just say you doing puns on bees for at least 20 minutes last episode, well, they were quite entertaining, I gotta admit. So what exactly is your story, Mr. Subject 3? Wanna know more about this old hair, do you? Well, get your Yankees ready, cause my tale is a real tearjerker. Okay.
I was born in the mean streets of London and separated from my parents at an early age. I would never see them again. It wasn't long before I was kidnapped and sold as a lab animal. I thought it couldn't get any worse. I was wrong. The research facility I was taken to was the most miserable place on Earth. It was there that the whitecoats started calling me Subject 3.
That's a peculiar name.
Yeah, it's because it wasn't so much a name as an ID. I was a test subject, not a cuddly pet. There was a Subject 1 and a Subject 2 there, but who knows what happened to them.
I don't mean to stir up painful memories, but you said you were a test subject, so...
You want to know about the test they did on me? Just thinking about it makes my fur stand on end. Well, this was one of their favourite routines. They'd throw me in a room and cut the lights. There'd be a loud noise like nails on a blackboard.
That is awful.
Next thing I know, I'm in a totally different room. Even now, I've no idea what they were doing.
That sounds awful.
Have you two worked everything out?
Did you hear Subject 3's terrible story? Apparently, he was forced to be a test subject in a whole bunch of weird science experiments.
Our friend here carries a heavy burden on his shoulders.
Poor little fellow.
Poor little fellow? Pugh. Spare me your pity. Life is hard, kid, and I've had it harder than most. None of it really matters.
Layton's like, don't care, are we done here?
The sooner you stop expecting good things to happen, the better off you'll be.
What kind of attitude is that? You're free now, and you've got your whole life ahead of you.
Ah, so now you're gonna tell me how to live my life, huh? Go on then, get out of my face before I bite the lot of you!
I get the feeling that we'll see him again. Actually, he has another puzzle for us. Hello, Subject 3. What do you want? I was just wondering something, but when those scientists did work on you... Work? It wasn't work, kid. It was torture. Sorry. What I meant to say was, back then, the facility, they gave you a... Don't make me think about that awful place, kid. I tried my best to block it from my memory. Look, it's not nice to remind people of their traumas when they don't want to talk about it. My best memory from the time is diving out of there and swimming towards freedom. So the facility must have been near water. Yeah, still remember the puzzle I thought up as I swam those freezing waters. Whoa, you must have been one heck of a multitasker to do that. Puzzle 79. 5 swimmers. Okay. The second fastest swimmer is standing next to the biggest person. I might have the biggest body, but I'm certainly not the fastest swimmer. I've got the sweetest swimsuit, but I'm no match for V. I'm the smallest, but I'll finish 4th. I'll beat the person beside me to win. Who is the fastest swimmer? She was thinking of a puzzle while escaping and swimming. Yep. Just like Luke said. Quite the multitasker, huh? I think it's D.
This one's as good as solved.
So it has to be... 126 is the earliest, which means... I think I got it. It's weirdly enough 20 again.
Here's my answer.
Marvelous.
No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
Okay, so the possibility of flipping the card number 6 to turn it into a 9 was in the cards. That one was not intentional. Stick a fork in that puzzle because it's done. Absolutely no, that one was awful. It did hurt. Gentleman, lady, welcome to Thames Arms. She reminds me of someone. Good afternoon, sir. We're here to search for an acquaintance who may have come by today. As you can see, business is quite slow. One regular came in earlier, but he left a few minutes ago. I see. This regular didn't happen to come from Chinatown, did he? Forgive me, but it doesn't seem right to give out that kind of information without his consent. But of course, I understand your concern. However, this information could be vital in assuring the safety of London. That's quite a claim to make. What about this? If you can help me with a problem I'm having, perhaps I could help you with yours. Puzzle 81. Diced dates. Okay, we have some dice and numbers. Okay. You've decided to make a special pair of dice that can be displayed display each day of the month numerically on your desk, as shown by the 12 at the top of the screen below. Each day must use both dice, however, which means a single digit day like the first and second of the month will display as 01 and 02 respectively. You thought you had the design figured out, but the layouts below don't display all of the dates. Draw a circle around the one number that needs to be changed. Okay. Well, if we already have a... We already have a 9 on this die, so we don't need the 6, really.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Well, that's settled.
Marvelous. Excellent. Your help is much appreciated. Now that we've solved your problem, can you tell us about the man who was here earlier? A deal's a deal. The customer who came by earlier is what some might call a bit of an odd dog. Every time he comes in, he's wearing something different. Maybe he thinks I won't recognize him. So he disguises himself. We've heard about disguises before. He tries to, at any rate. He told me that he can't afford to be spotted in public, so he always wears different clothes. This man hails from Chinatown. That's right. He says he comes here to unwind. His routine is pretty much the same every time. Usually he walks in wearing that top hat of his, orders a beverage, and finds a seat by the window. Did you just say he wears a top hat? I did. It's a tall number, like the one your friend is wearing. But as you said before, this man has already left today. That's right. If you were here just a few minutes ago, you would have bumped into him leaving. Do you suppose this means he's going back to the Towering Pagoda, Professor? I think there's a good possibility. Why don't we go confirm our suspicions? That's a good idea. Let's go. Have a nice day. Hint coin. But what if... Is that Barton over there? Why on earth is he peering into the restaurant window? Oh, it is. Hi there, Barton. Fancy seeing you here. Oh, hello, Luke. I've been traveling around on foot and gathering information, but all that walking has me in the mood for a snack. So that's how you were peeking through the restaurant window. Yes, I confess that a lovely wobbly jelly caught my eye. Do a hungry man a favor and keep my little break a secret from the inspector, please. Huh, I wouldn't dream of reporting you, my good man, but now that you mentioned it, where is the inspector? He's been conducting a series of exhaustive interviews with everyone he meets in town. Once he finds a useful source, he really knows how to wring out every last detail. I'll bet. Oh, Barton, you have more patience than most. Oh, it's Belle. Oh, my dear sweet Fluke, I've been looking everywhere for you. Oh. It's the lady that has a crush on Luke, despite the fact that Luke is clearly uncomfortable about it because they don't know each other and the lady is treating him like they've been married for 20 years. Although it's not nice that perhaps they gave her a intentionally quote-unquote ugly design so you side with Luke, it's quite the situation, honestly. What are you doing here? Please excuse us, Luke. Please excuse Luke here. He's just surprised is all. What a pleasant coincidence it is that we all happen to walk through here. Coincidence? Oh no. This is nothing short of fate, because you see, Luke and I are destined for one another. Well, I suppose that's one way of thinking about things. Fate? Destiny? Look, just what have you been telling this sweet girl? Me? Nothing! It's all one big misunderstanding. Well, and we aren't, involved like that. Oh, Flo, when you get all flustered like that, you're so cute I could just eat you up. I'm not flustered or cute. Hush now, my strong, gorgeous man. There will be time for more flirting later. That is true. I came to let you know that I've been seeing strange men running all over town looking for you. They keep going on and on about the boss, blue hats, and other gibberish. Oh. That sounds bad. Professor, do you think the family has finally caught on to us? I fear that might be the case. If so, we have limited time. We must gain access to the tower and pagoda before the family reinforces their guard in the area. Don't be scared, my sweetling. I won't let anyone harm my dreamy hunk of man. Look, Belle, thanks for the warning, but you can stop worrying about me now. And you can stop calling me weird names. Alright, let's go now. Oh, Fluke, I love when you play hard to get. It just makes me swoon. That was a short chapter. Chapter 9. The Master of the Tower and Pagoda. And look at that picture. We may be closer than we know to the evil Layton. We're just gonna go through for the curiosity of meeting this man sticking a hole of me. Back again, I see. We heard that Mr. Layton had returned. That's true. That being the case, I assume you'll let us through this gate? Fine, I have no objections. Well, that's not entirely true. There is one minor issue left. When the boss got back, he told me not to let anyone through the gate without solving this puzzle first. That does sound like something Layton would do. Even an evil version of him. The impossible gate. What could be the most evil type of puzzle? Oh god, it's a sliding puzzle. That is evil. Okay. Let me sit comfortably. Slide Professor Layton and look into the top of square to solve this puzzle. We can move the pieces and we... Oh, okay. Luke and Layton are just a single square. That makes things much easier. Let's start getting these things out of the way. Can we... Select this here. Yeah, I think we can move this here. The orange one... No. Because that will not leave us enough space to pass. Leave it there for now, because the blue one might need some space to move. What if... The Layton piece is locked in there right now. No, if I do that, nothing has enough space to move. The yellow one? No. The blue one doesn't have enough space either. But that gives the orange one some space to maneuver around. And it fits right there nicely as well. Not much we can move around here. If I do that, we're just building a wall that we cannot pass. But we can use that space where we're supposed to go to clear some room here, I just noticed. Don't forget that the goal is also part of the space. Okay. What next? Well, this gives us much more room to maneuver around, which is good. Does that give us enough room for this one? Should move the blue one There's not many places where you can go comfortably. Unless... Okay. Maybe this side? Although this gives us enough room to start moving the Layton piece, perhaps now we can just move stuff around to free some space here. Indeed.
Let's see if I've got this right.
Marvelous.
Well, that's settled.
It seems the boss was right on the money. You must be the guest he's waiting for. Wonderful. Where can we find him? Head down the street to the pagoda. I wouldn't keep him waiting if I were you. So this is it. We're gonna meet the evil Layton. The Torrent Pagoda is not far now. Finally, the Layton from your time and the one from mine will meet each other face to face. That might be tough, seeing as how our professor's not here. Huh? Where's the professor? He seems to have disappeared. But he just solved that puzzle that just got us past the gate. Yes, and then we walked through the gate together. He was a bit ahead of us by that point. I think he might have waved at me before he vanished. But where did he go? I'm not sure, though he was smiling as he dashed off. But why? My question exactly. His actions always have a purpose, but I can't see why he'd run away. Hey Flora, there's a slip of paper stuck to your back. How embarrassing, someone must be playing a prank on me. There's something written on it in the professor's handwriting. Let me see. It says, "Go on without me. I'll catch up with you soon." He never led us astray before, so I think we should do as he says. I agree. This is probably all part of some brilliant plan that the professor's been reading. That sounds fine, but in the meantime, will one of you please take this paper off my bag? Jeez. This is truly the first time the professor has left the party this way. Hey, what are you lot doing back here? We're just on our way to the Torrent Pagoda. Not that our business concerns you. Not so fast. You're one of the fellows behind the incident at the casino, aren't you? Let's say I am. What would you do about it? I get my boss Shelmy to give... Schmelmy. To give you a knuckle sandwich if only he hadn't gone off to the bathroom. Well, lucky for us, he's not here. We'll just be going now. If you run off, I'll make sure my boss squishes you like a bug when he finds you. Duly noted. Wait, one more thing. Solve this puzzle. Sure. Okay. This finish line photo of a race has been cut into strips, which were then mixed up. The runners finished the race in the order in the photo. Who came in third? Okay. The person who came in third is... We cannot reassemble the picture to help us, so we'll have to use our eyes for this one. key to unlocking this door. Sounds like a puzzle. Let me handle it, Professor. I'll have the door open before you know it. Puzzle 90. Eye of the Dragon. Okay. These dragon's eye aren't spheres but dodecahedrons. This means that each eye is a 3D object constructed from 12 pentagons. Though one of the eyes is already made, the other one is still needs to be assembled. Which option, A, B, or C, will create the exact same eye when folded together? Well, that is easy. It's A.
Here's my answer. I knew it!
It literally gave us the shape of the name of the shape that we're using here. All set. Smashing work, look. There's no time to celebrate, you two. Let's head in. And here we are. Now, what's this contraption here? It appears to be a peculiar set of goggles. I think they're too big for my head. Let me see them. Ah, this is some sort of personal projection device. Personal what? Think of it as a television for one, look. Only the wearer can see the image inside. I'd wager there's a puzzle in these goggles that only the wearer can see. I'm sure solving it is the only way to get through this door. Now that's high tech. They should fit me comfortably. Let's have a look. Oh. The professor looks kind of funny with those goggles, honestly. What do you see, Professor? Those glasses make you look like a bug, a robot bug. I think something's coming into focus here. Puzzle number 91, Strange Glasses. These two circular images show what you're seeing through your right and left eye. The images were originally the same, but one of them has now been flipped right-left and spun around an unknown amount. The shapes are the same as in the original image, with the exception of one, which has been changed slightly. Circle the shape that has been that is different. Well, there are definitely some shapes that look the same even when flipped. I think it's G. I have a hunch.
Let's see if I've got this right.
Marvelous.
Just as I suspected.
There we go. The flipping is what makes the whole thing confusing. But once you figure that out, it's not difficult. It's sort of late to take those off. I was feeling a bit lightheaded and had some trouble focusing. But it was totally worth it. Thanks to you, the door is unlocked, and we are clear to press on. What a gloomy place. You think so? I actually like how there are dragons everywhere. The guards, of course. So, you're the scoundrel who bullied my poor underling. That's going to cost you, lad. Look who went crying to his boss. I never seen such bravery. Quiet, you! What was that supposed to do back there? I was outnumbered. There, I understand. You're a small fellow, and you knew you had no chance of stopping us. So, you got your big lug of a boss to do the dirty work for you. Saying all that insults you like, boy. Believe you me, if the boss allowed violence in the pagoda, I have pounded you one already. Since I can't do that, I'll suck it to you with a vicious puzzle. Would you like me to take care of this one, Luke? Don't trouble yourself with this riffraff, Professor. I can handle whatever he's dishing out. Puzzle 92. Cave cover-up. Oh, another one of these? Okay. A couple of rapscallions have hidden some stolen goods in a cave. To protect their stash, they're planning to seal off the entrance with some wood. To do so, they need to cut the board shown below into 2 equal pieces. Where should the thieves make their cut? Simple.
Allow me to present my solution. Success!
Marvelous. Makes 2 equal pieces. So much for that puzzle. Now what will you do? You're lucky the boss doesn't let me rough up people in here, but you can't stay here forever, and when I see you on the outside, you best watch your back. Yeah, what he said. They're all bark and no bite. Come on everyone, we got places to be. Another puzzle. This whole room is covered in mirrors. Strange, isn't it? It's very disorienting. It's hard to know which way we should head. It seems as if we've hit a dead end. How do you think we should proceed, Big Luke? Maybe there's a hidden panel on one of these walls that we have to press to open a door in there. This look has gotten more and more vicious, it feels. Yeah, no, this is definitely not what a gentleman would do. Yeah, this person... This is definitely not Luke. I am starting to get more and more confident in the theory that this is not actually Luke. Close but not quite. Welcome to the stream, Serval. Welcome back. If my guess is correct, the door out here is hidden in the dark over there. But we can just rush headlong into the dark. There's no telling what traps could be set there. Now I see what you're getting at. Are you seeing this room as a puzzle, Professor? That's right, Luke. I'm about to solve our way out of here. Puzzle number 93, the mirror maze. Okay. 16 circular rooms are arranged in a square below. A beam of light shines in a straight line from each of the 4 letters A, V, C, and D, and exits through each of the 4 yellow arrows. 2-sided mirrors in 4 of the rooms reflect the beams. Each beam passes through the number of rooms listed below each letter. Identify which 4 rooms contain mirrors and the direction each mirror faces by tapping in the rooms. Okay. So we can simply place mirrors. Okay. So we need to make the light get to all of these directions. C is easy. C is pretty much done already because C is already pointing at one of the arrows. As for the other ones... Definitely B could lead us here. Did they mention the... The mirrors were double-sided. So this light goes here. It would bounce right off of this mirror. We can put a mirror right there, and that would point us right into the upright corner, which leaves us with this one right here. And that should be it. I think that should be it. A slide goes to that mirror and goes towards the right. P slide goes to that mirror and goes to the left. C is straight line up. D goes to that one, and goes to the right. That should be fine.
That should do the trick.
Marvelous.
Just as I suspected.
Perfect. It seems my theory was right on the money. This way, everyone. Professor, I think this might be the top floor. We must be close now. Oh, this looks quite dangerous. The future professor's quarters are more likely on the other side of that door. But how are we supposed to make it over there, that huge gap? Does anyone else think this floor looks like a giant slide puzzle? An astute observation. It seems the foundation under our feet is yet another puzzle for us to solve. As usual, the future Layton sure has a flair for the dramatic. That does seem to be the case. Now, to get started on this puzzle. Another sliding puzzle. The Dragon Bridge. So, we're probably gonna have to build this bridge and get the spiky ball out of the way, I imagine. Getting a feel for things. Interesting. It's clear that the business above needs to be below. It's gonna be tricky to get out of there. Okay. Getting a feel for things. Yeah, this one definitely goes up there. But moving it that way, it's gonna be tricky. That's for sure. So close. Let's restart. Yeah, the ball needs to be out of the way as soon as possible. move this here. No, wait a second. I'm thinking here. She's stuck in there. The only important part is to build a bridge. Marvelous.
Let's see if I've got this right. Well, that's settled.
There we go. There. It's safe to cross now, everyone. I just needed to get the spiky ball in one of the corners. Alright, stand back. I'm going to open the door. Be careful. Who knows what the future Professor Layton has planned for us?
Excuse me. You there.
Huh?
Welcome, Herschel Layton.
I demand an explanation.
Are you really Professor Layton?
Yes, of course. Don't you recognize your old friend?
That does not sound nor look like Layton, if you ask me.
I don't know. Something about you seems off.
Surely you recognize yourself, Herschel? Misfortune, our fortune, is a result of your ambition and genius.
What is it, Professor?
You've put on quite a show, but it's clear to me that you're nothing but a charlatan.
Oh, is that so?
Professor, what tipped you off?
Yes, what indeed? I'm all ears.
That sounds like the fucking scientist from the beginning. It does. It wouldn't be surprised if it was Duncan. You, sir, are a fraud and I intend to expose you for the imposter you are. Fascinating. Do continue. Look, would you be so kind as to solve a quick puzzle for me? Right now, Professor, but aren't we kind of in the middle of something? Puzzle 95. Looking up. Okay. This must be a very important puzzle. The professor decided to interrupt this conversation for this. A pile of block has been carefully stacked. The image below is a view from the side. The perspective is also rotated in an unknown direction. Gravity is acting on the block, so any block not touching the ground or a block below it will fall. When you're looking at the blocks from the correct angle, which direction A, B, C, or D is up? Well, it's clearly D, because that little green block would be pretty unstable in its own.
This one's as good as solved.
Marvelous.
Phew, that's a relief.
If gravity is affecting them, those would fall down. Yes, the boy is quite right, but we all know that. But what does that have to do with anything? I'm getting there. But first, a question. I have a pen in my pocket that's either red or blue. Which is it? What a terrible uncharacteristic query for you to make. There's no logic for me to work through. I'm not a mind reader, and I refuse to guess blindly. How can I solve your puzzle without a single hint? So in other words, you have no idea what color the pen in my pocket is? Of course not. That's funny. Oh? Look, what will happen if you remove the bottom row of blocks from that structure you showed you? The rest of the blocks will fall down, I suppose. That's right. Those blocks in the middle of the structure don't float in midair. Only by restraining the blocks beneath can those blocks stay elevated. If you were really me, you who had lived through this very moment before. Therefore, you should know exactly what the color of the pen in my pocket is. Given your answer, I can only assume your memories of that a crucial event has vanished. But remember those blocks. Each sits on top of the next. When you remove one, everything on top comes crumbling down. It all makes sense now. So, I would already. What color is the pen on your pocket? There was never any pen to begin with. It was him.
I had a feeling you were behind this, Dr. Stun Gun. Or should I say, Dimitri Allen?
An impressive deduction. Does anything ever get past you, Herschel?
Oh, we will see Descol in the future show, don't you worry. So it was not future Layton, and it was Dr. Stangon.
Hats off to you, Herschel.
So you're the one who's been kidnapping scientists under my name. But why?
Have you ever tried to build a time machine by yourself? It's a Herculean task. And by pinning the blame on you, I could disguise myself as one of the poor scientists who vanished. Conveniently, that also provided an excellent way to lure you here. After all, the virtuous Herschel Layton would never stand by as someone sullied his good name. Sure enough, you came running. And faster than expected at that.
You're a real lowlife, you know that?
So why me? You could have chosen anyone to be the scapegoat.
Oh no, it had to be you. You see, you play a critical part in the completion of my time machine. Or rather, your memories do.
Memories?
What are you saying?
The best part is that I've already got what I need from you.
Of course. So that strange device.
The glasses.
Finally catching on, eh? Those glasses you put on were a cognitive capture unit of my own design.
The glasses from the previous puzzle.
In layman's terms, a memory recorder.
But what use could you possibly have for my memories?
Why, they provide me with data, of course. Your memories contain all the information I need to recreate that fateful day's experiment.
Which day?
The day I lost everything that mattered to me.
I still don't understand what you're getting at.
I'd imagine you know quite a bit about loss yourself, Herschel. Think, man.
We're gonna get to Claire sooner than later, it seems.
I'm talking about Claire.
Of course.
Claire.
As you know, time travel is based on movement through wormholes. One end of the wormhole is anchored in the present. But every wormhole also needs a point of origin. And to find this point of origin, one needs data. Both you and Bill had substantial interactions with Claire on the day of the accident. Using your memories of those interactions, I will triangulate the point right before her death. Of course, finding a wormhole's point of origin is no easy task. If my calculations were even the slightest bit off, I could be trapped. Forever.
Then why take the risk? What do you stand to gain?
Everything. You see, like you, Herschel, I loved Claire.
Oh, unrequited love. Okay. So it was not a fake Layton, but he was still trying to save the same person.
So you intend to travel back through time and save her?
Surely you wouldn't stop me. After all, haven't you wished for this yourself?
Nothing can excuse the kidnapping of all those scientists. Not even this, Dmitri.
You disappoint me. I had hoped a rational man like yourself would understand that the ends justify the means.
I don't see it that way.
Then what's your next move? Turn me into the police? I'd like to see you try.
Sword fight? I guess it's too early for a sword fight, but we'll definitely see. They're gonna tease it. You're mistaken in thinking I came here to report you to the authorities. I'm here to put an end to the schemes of a man who dragged my good name through the dirt. Thank you for the rock water reading. That's a lovely sentiment, Herschel. But you have seemed to have forgotten one key detail. The towering pagoda is my stronghold, and that means you are in my turf. I have more than enough men here to overpower you. Look here. This 18th century relief illustrates our situation perfectly. It displays two warring factions of 5 troops, the stars indicating the strength of each troop. Your side is more or less accurate, represented by the red, and mine are by the gray. It should be fairly clear to you who the victor will be. The gray side has more powerful troops. There's no way red could win. Exactly. Your apprentice has a good head in his shoulders, Herschel. Personally, I think it's a bit premature to praise him in this case, Dmitri. For what I can see, our troops wouldn't lose the fight provided the battle is fought one-on-one. It sounds to me you simply don't wish to admit defeat. If you believe it's possible, prove it! Each troop will engage one troop from the other side in one-on-one combat. Pair each of your red troops against one from the opposite grey forces. Your troops are marked with an icon of Professor Layton. The strength of each troop is represented by the number of stars in that banner. Arrange your forces so that the red side avoids the field. When you're ready to submit your answer, tap OK to proceed. Okay. Okay. Isn't by number stars in its banner. Maybe. Okay, they are easily arranged. definitely wanna. Okay. Okay. With this arrangement, we don't win really, but we generate a tie because both teams get 2 victories. There. Each side wins 2 fights, loses 2 fights, and ties 1. It's a perfect draw. Of course, what the red side lacks is in strength of its troops, it can make up for with strategy. Your logic has impressed me once again.
Very nicely done, Herschel.
Give it up, Dimitri!
Give it up? Oh, no. I'm just getting started.
The Prime Minister.
Who's that?
Bill Hawks.
As you can see, my hostage here is something of a big shot. So I wouldn't try anything funny if I were you.
You're a monster!
Oh no!
Oh no, we're trapped.
I hate to disappoint you, but it seems you've failed to ensnare the genuine article.
Professor? How'd you get there?
Just what is going on here? Why are there 2 of you?
Which one is the real professor?
Don Paolo.
Don Paolo?
If he's in here,
Then where's the real professor?
We teamed up with Don Paolo?
this is getting far too complicated.
We teamed up with Don Paolo for this.
Yeah, what's going on?
Take note, Luke. A true gentleman never plays his ace in the hole until absolutely necessary.
Hey, Layton, here's an idea for you. Why don't you quit it with the lectures and get me out of here?
Layton was playing 5D chess. Holy shit, indeed.
Help us, Professor!
Be patient, Luke. I just need to find a way past this lock.
'96. This cell door will open if you simply press the right button. Here's how to find it. Think of the buttons as squares on a grid. From wherever you start, move from one square to another in the direction indicated by each symbol. A star means go left, a moon means go right, a sun means go down, and a drop of water means go up. There's only one button you can start from and reach all of the others by following the rules listed above. That is true. So he only took Don Paolo's memories. Okay. Right. Okay. Is it this one?
That should do the trick.
Marvelous.
Just as I suspected.
Oh boy. This story is taking some turns, to say the least. And there we go. It would seem the tables have turned on you, Dimitri. Give it your penchant for logical thinking. I'd say you're deluded about the current situation. Look around you. In case you haven't noticed, you're deep within the family's headquarters. I need only say the word and my men will come rushing to my aid. You underestimate me, Dimitri. Do you think I'd be so naive as to set foot in your base without a plan of my own? Meaning? This building is fascinating in its complexity. I saw plenty of spots where one might conceal a trap or the like. On my way here, I set up a few diversions of my own. Call for your henchmen if you like. I imagine most of them will have their hands full for at least a few more minutes. Clever, Herschel. Very clever. Come on, boss, we gotta run. It seems I must concede defeat today, but this is far from over. I look forward to seeing you when our paths cross nets. They're much faster than I imagined. There's no chance for us of catching them. Oh no. What's wrong? Dimitri and his men managed to abscond with the Prime Minister in the midst of all this commotion. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Dimitri's activated an alarm. Family members from the area are going to flood this place before long. There's a distinct possibility we may have to fight our way out of the towering pagoda. But didn't you take care of Dimitri's henchmen on their way in, Professor? Not quite, I'm afraid. What few diversions I managed to set up will only buy us a few more minutes. The path we took on in the way in is most likely swarming with family thugs now. Our only hope is to find some sort of emergency escape route. Dimitri is a prudent man. He may have only hidden in this room somewhere. We must search this place thoroughly. Perhaps. Even Don Paolo. Don Paolo is part of the party. As you can see, he has his icon and everything on the second screen, which is interesting. I thought I'd see the day Don Paolo will be part of the party. Aha! There is a trapdoor here. I'm glad my hunch was right. This is our ticket out of here. Ugh, this stairway is awfully narrow, and there's more than one path. Which way do we go, Layton? Look, there's a map there that charts out the network of channels below us.
us. In the future, I'm not a kid anymore. But the doctor didn't even notice.
Precisely.
That means Dr. Schrader was...
Don Paulo in disguise, yes.
So you knew he was a fake before he even said 4 sentences. Wow, you're good, Professor.
That planted the seed of doubt, though I didn't confirm my suspicion until much later.
Did Don Paulo pose as anyone else?
Yes, he did a bit of spying on us as Dean Del Mona when we met him last. From the moment I laid eyes on him, it was obvious we were dealing with an imposter.
Amazing. How did you know?
His white hair gave it away.
But white hair seems perfectly natural on a man his age.
Not if he wears a wig. He let me in on his secret some time ago. He's been bald for ages. Don Paulo mistakenly selected a white wig to show how much Dean Del Mona had aged.
Wow, nice work there, Professor.
Shortly after that, I confronted Don Paulo and had him tell me everything. It seems Dimitri had been paying him quite handsomely to make sure we headed toward the pagoda. I filled Don Paulo in on all the strange happenings we've witnessed here, and then I requested his assistance in solving this mystery.
Well, that all makes sense, I suppose. But the part I still don't get is why Don Paulo decided he wanted to help us. After all, this is the fellow who tried to run us over with a Ferris wheel.
That's none of your business, brat.
Hey, call me a brat again and just see what happens.
So once again, to summarize everything that we've heard so far, Layton was just ahead of everything, as usual.
It was Claire, Luke. It all had to do with Claire.
The woman Dimitri was talking about?
Claire was my girlfriend back when I was just starting my academic career. She was a researcher who worked in the same laboratory as Dimitri.
Oh no! So she...
Yes. The last time I saw her, she was on her way to the lab the day of that massive explosion. The oddest thing is that the accident received very little media coverage. It's clear someone with a lot of influence was suppressing information about the incident. I did everything I could to research the matter on my own. My efforts were largely fruitless.
I had no idea.
It's likely that Dimitri feels he is to blame for Claire's death. His obsession with going back in time seems like a twisted version of atonement.
What a terribly sad story. But what does it have to do with Don Paulo?
Well, Luke, as it turns out, Dimitri and I weren't the only ones with strong feelings for Claire.
So everyone was after Claire after all. Everyone was after this one woman.
No way. You mean...
What? Don't act so surprised. I have feelings too, you know.
Thanks for meeting me on such short notice, Herschel.
Oh, no. It's my pleasure.
Here, this is for you.
What is it?
A letter, of course. Read it at home.
Why don't you just tell me what it says? I'm right here, after all.
My,
Oh
you're making this
my.
quite difficult.
Don Paolo, come
What I
on.
want to say is, well,
Come on, Paul.
in short, this.
They are adorable.
LAYTON! You! You will pay for the subject!
So, oh,
What was that?
Huh?
oh. That was quite amazing, actually. So that's the origin.
LAYTON has been my arch nemesis ever since that fateful day.
So that's the origin of their rivalry. That is quite hilarious, honestly. Layton referred to. Oh my god.
I see.
Yes, though it's worth mentioning that I had no inkling of Paul's crush until he told me himself. He was in the year above me at university. Imagine my surprise when I learned that Don Paolo was none other than my old classmate, Paul.
I had no idea you'd been through so much. Sorry for being so mean to you, Paul.
Ugh, spare me your sappy sympathy. And my name is Don Paolo. Address me as such.
Anyway, you put on quite the performance, Don Paolo. With you distracting Dimitri, I had just enough time to do some sleuthing in the area.
So that's what you were up to while we were climbing the pagoda. Did you find anything?
Yes, but I need to confirm a few facts before I can connect all the dots.
Then it sounds like that should be our next move. Where to, Professor?
Oh, ho, ho. I'll let you ponder that for yourself. But first, we should head back to the hotel. Flora and the other Luke are waiting for us there.
That was quite incredible, quite an incredible chapter. A lot was revealed, and now we know who our main enemy is. But that puts something into question. Future Luke said we would meet the evil Professor Layton. No one has caught on to the fact that it's Luke the one who led us into here. The future one, at least. Across the things. So that is either not future Luke at all, he didn't know, or he's behind everything as well. We have some puzzles to solve later. But for now, we're gonna call it a day for now. For a lot has been solved, and I am growing tired and hungry. But hopefully, the stream has been entertaining to watch. Thank you everybody for joining me for another episode of Professor Layton and the Unwound Future. Get a sleepy, I will get the dinner first, and then we'll see about getting, as you call it, the sleepy. But I thank you everybody for joining the stream. And I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your day and a fantastic rest of your week. And make sure to get some rest, you're gonna need it since tomorrow is Maggie's turn and that's bound to get chaotic. So thank you everybody once again, thank you to the patrons for their monthly support. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. And I'll see you, Space Cowboy. Bang.
I was cooling in the motel for a minute. Loved ones that I won't tell how I'm living. Now I'm in the woods, trailer park, staying hidden. In the rap game, slashing through a million minions. IRL is lame cause I'm broke in Virginia. Surrounded by the slimy cold-blooded, they amphibians. I ain't dark as I was, hit the amphibian. Pulled a beam katana out, then the slaughterhouse. I was hired cause you talking loud, starting drumming out. I got fired cause I understood what they talking about. So I fight them cause I understand all they trauma now. In the woods, smoking on some woods, game me feeling good, but it's great. Can't escape my fate, would it if I could. Awesome LBs, for these LBs I had to hustle. Desperately trying to find paradise through this desperate struggle. Want to kill and be killed, it's the way that I'm living. Throw my life away, but I had to hide my feelings. Trying to stack LBs straight to the ceiling.